peace in the body and the mind, but we're also going to focus in on cultivating some positivity today. And the reason why I say that is not because you're not already positive, but I just think, especially with the weather today and just a lot of sunshine and blue skies, it just gives us a little bit to be grateful for, even if it's just the small things. So depending on how you're feeling today, just see if you can cultivate that kind of inner peace, as well as just taking a positive spin on the day-to-day. So as you come to your chair, and if you're seated on the floor, that's fine too, but I want you to just kind of either point and flex your feet or just kind of rock from the balls of your feet back to the heels a few times. So I know a few of you kind of came over from the mat class, so if you want to sit in easy pose, just a comfortable seated position on your mat, you're welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, sitting in a chair is fine too, but just kind of bring some awareness to your feet and ankles. And then just allow them to kind of settle into the mat. Take a nice deep breath in. Scoot your hips back in your chair so your back is supported. Think about growing a little bit taller as you sit. And then as you exhale, either lowering your gaze or blinking your eyes closed. And just take a few quiet moments of observation this morning. So first, I invite you to notice your environment, what's going on around you. So notice any sounds or smells or just sensations that you're noticing as you sit in your space. And then just call to mind something that you're grateful for related to the space that you're in. So maybe it's having a place of comfort and security, having a place to do your yoga practice, having a comfortable home, whatever it is, just something grateful about the environment that you're in right now. And just begin to deepen your breath. Not overthinking the quality of your breath or how you're breathing right now, but just invite the breath to be a little bit longer. Both parts of the breath. So the inhale and the exhale, just whatever feels good for you right now. And then start to take your attention inward. Now becoming more aware of your body and sensations that you're feeling right now internally. So notice how your mind feels. Notice if you're wandering and thinking about other things, or if you're able to stay focused on the practice. Notice how your physical body feels today, from the top of your head all the way down to your feet. Kind of taking note of any areas of tension, restriction, or tightness. And just invite some space into those areas as you breathe deeply. And then next, I invite you to call to mind something that you're grateful for about your body, your mind, or your spirit. Let's bring that into your heart, breathing into it. And then as you continue to breathe deeply, keep that length in the spine. So think about lifting the top of your head up, the center of your chest up towards the ceiling, getting a little bit taller in your chair. And then begin to deepen the breath. So inhaling, allowing the belly to expand outward as the diaphragm moves down. And then exhale, drawing the navel slightly in towards the spine. So when we sit up a little bit taller, we're really allowing space for the rib cage to expand so we can take a nice, clean and deep breath in and out. So that's kind of our intention or our purpose around our long spine posture. So making that breathing deeper a little bit easier today. And then as you continue to breathe deeply into the lowest part of your belly, create an intention for your practice today. So maybe it's something around internal or external environment. Maybe it's something around that concept of just creating a little bit of positivity in your day today, or taking a fresh outlook on the day. Whatever that is, bring it into your heart, breathe deeply into it for the next couple of breath cycles. And then we'll take a cleansing breath. So you'll inhale deeply through the nose. Big, heavy sigh through the mouth. And then allow your eyes to open, sitting a little bit taller. Maybe scoot forward a little bit more in your chair. So sitting nice and tall. And then we're going to do some balloon breathing. So we're going to coordinate some arm movements with our breath. So on an inhale, I want you to imagine that you're expanding and filling up a balloon as you take a breath in. Arms are going to come out to the side. As you exhale, you're going to draw the arms in, pull your belly in towards the spine. So inhale, nice and tall, let your rib cage expand. Exhale, draw the navel into the spine. Good, we'll do that about 5 more times. So inhale, sit tall, let your lungs fully expand, rib cage expand. Exhale, arms come down. Good, a couple more times. Breathe in and breathe out. And you can do that as long as feels comfortable for you. So if you have a longer inhale or a longer exhale, just flow with your breath. A couple more times at your own pace. Just kind of appreciating that ability to take a complete breath in and then fully release it. Last time here. And exhale. Good. Release the arms just so they're sitting gently on your lap, palms facing down. Take a breath in. Drop your left ear towards your left shoulder. And we're not going to pull on the head and neck, but if you'd like, you can take your left hand and just rest it on your right temple. So you're using just kind of the weight of your hand for that little bit of overpressure. And if you have neck pain or discomfort, just don't worry about it. So just kind of breathing into the side of the neck. Good. Pause and breathe. And then if it doesn't feel good to have your hand there, then just put it down. And then if you'd like, you can take your right hand and reach it down towards the floor. Maybe open and close the hand. So just lengthening the neck, maybe circling out the wrist. And a good way to come out of this neck stretch with overpressure is to take your hand that's on your head and move it to the opposite side. So you're going to bring it towards your left temple and then just assist your head back to center. So that should kind of make you come out of it a little bit easier. Good. Release that hand down. Inhale, sit tall. This time you're going to drop your right ear towards your right shoulder. So keeping your nose facing forward and just letting gravity do the work here. But if you'd like, you're not going to pull on your head, but take that right hand and just set it over in the area of your left temple. So I'm not pulling, but just resting the weight of my hand there. If I don't like that, I'm just going to put my hand down. And just pause and breathe. So take a couple of nice, long, deep breaths into that side of the neck. And then if you'd like, you can extend out through your left hand, open and close the hand, or circle out the wrists. And remember, we're avoiding pain or discomfort. So if something doesn't feel good for you, you're going to move out of it. Good. And then just like we did on the first side, you're going to take that hand that's on your head, move it over to your right temple, and just kind of let your hand assist your head back to neutral. That's kind of a nice way to come out of it. Release your hands to your lap. Drop your chin down towards your chest. Breathe in, come back to a neutral spine, and then lift your chin up towards the ceiling. Good. Exhale to neutral. Drop your chin down to your chest. Inhale to center, and then chin up. And then come back to that neutral spine position. Go ahead and start to look over your right shoulder as far as you feel comfortable. Good. Come back to center. Breathe in. Sit tall. Exhale. Look to the left. Breathe in. Come back to center. Sit tall. Breathe in. Exhale. Look to the right. Good, slowly coming back to center, breathe in, exhale, look to the left. Slowly coming back to center. This time, as you look to the right, look as far as you feel comfortable. And then go ahead and just start to extend your right arm back and just kind of let your left hand fall where it naturally would. So maybe it comes over to your right leg if that works for you. So just moving into more of a spine twist, but not forcing anything. So looking in the direction of where your hand is reaching back towards the back wall. If you want to move that right arm a little bit, you can. And then slowly come back to center, sit nice and tall this time, turn and look over your left shoulder, and then reach that left arm all the way back towards the back wall, bringing your right hand just wherever it naturally falls, gazing towards that left hand and maybe moving your wrist or your arm, whatever feels good for you as you keep your spine long. So when you're doing these twists, you want to make sure you're sitting up nice and tall and think about the rotation coming from your low belly. So that's kind of where that spine is going to begin the twist, and then it's going to let the rest of your spine follow. Good, slowly come back to center. As you inhale, reach your right arm up. As you exhale, side stretch. Good, breathe in, come back to center, keep your arm up. This time, exhale, side stretch to the left, and we'll pause here. So just like you've been doing, if it feels good, you can move the wrist around, or you can just reach through your fingertips. Good. Slowly coming back to center. Breathe in, reach both arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, drop your right arm down, reach your left arm up and over. Breathe in, come back to center. Exhale, again, tipping to the right. Pause and breathe. Move your arm if that feels good for you, or hold that static stretch. Good, coming back to center, reaching all the way up, both arms up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, I want you to open the chest, so pull your elbows towards the sides of the trunk. Good, hands nice and wide. Good, breathe in, reach up towards the ceiling, look up if you can. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Good, a couple more times, just that brief sequence. So we'll inhale, reaching all the way up. Think about lengthening towards all the way up towards the fingertips. And then as you exhale, draw the chest open. Pull your shoulder blades together and lift your chin. Good. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Again, inhale, sweeping the arms up. Looking up, lengthening both sides of the trunk. Exhale, pull the chest open. Elbows kind of draw towards the side bodies. Lift your chin. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, press the hands together at heart center. It's kind of imagining that energy and just coming in from the environment into your body. One last time, inhale, sweeping up, reaching up. Exhale, open the chest. Elbows towards the side. So really coming out of that rounded shoulder posture. Pull the shoulder blades together. Breathe in, reach up. Fingertips reach for the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good. This time, take your breath, ride it all the way down and forward fold. So you're just going to kind of let your trunk collapse over your thighs. You can bring your forearms to your thighs if you'd like, for a little bit of rounding in the spine and keeping your head higher than your heart. If you have pretty good flexibility in your low back, you can let yourself reach for the floor if that feels good. I want you to relax the back of the neck, maybe even kind of nodding your head or shaking it from side to side, whatever feels good for you. Just kind of letting the low back release. And if it's available to you, depending on your flexibility in your back, you might even hold on to opposite elbows, relax the back of the neck, and just kind of let your upper body hang down towards your thighs. Just pausing and breathing. Remember, we're avoiding anything that causes pain or discomfort. The other thing to keep in mind here is if you feel a little bit dizzy or lightheaded, to modify how far you're going down. Good. Breathe in, come up halfway to a flat back. So kind of perching yourself over your legs. Remember, we're going to kind of have a difference between those two spine positions. So in this position, your back is more straight. Your belly pulls in. You have a straight line from the top of your head down to your pelvis. And then when you exhale, forward fold again, here your back is rounded. So creating more of that C shape into the spine or reaching for the floor. Relax the back of your neck. Good, do it again. Breathe in, come up halfway, flat back. This time I want you to keep that halfway lift position, but hike your elbows up high. So pull your shoulder blades together. So what that's gonna do is help you to kind of activate the middle part of your back. Good, beautiful. If it works for you, take your arms out to a T shape. So palms face the floor, still pull the shoulder blades together. Good. Then as you exhale, round and fold. Let your arms drop down. Good. One more time. Inhale, come up to a flat back. Halfway lift, and then either pull your elbows high towards the sky or take your arms out to a T shape. In this position, you should feel some more activation in your core. So I really want you to think about pulling your belly button in towards your spine. Good. Then as you exhale, round and fold. Good. Take your time, press into your feet, come all the way up. Again, taking your time. Reach the arms up over your head. Exhale, hands to heart center. Beautiful. We're going to do a half sun salutation. So sit tall, seated mountain pose, hands at heart center. Notice the ground beneath your feet. On an inhale, reach your arms all the way up. Look up. As you exhale, bring the hands through heart center, forward fold. So arms to the lap or reach for the floor. Breathe in, come up halfway, flat back. Here you can pull your elbows high if that feels good, or take the arms out to a T like you worked before. So kind of noticing that mid back. Beautiful. Exhale, round and fold. Press through your feet, come all the way up, raise your arms up over your head. Good, being mindful of those transitions. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, sitting tall. One more time. Inhale, sweeping up, looking up. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold over your legs, linking movement and breath. Inhale, come up to a flat back, choose your arm position. Elbows high or arms to a T, belly in. Beautiful. Exhale, round and fold. Inhale, press through your feet, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. The next time you breathe in, come to seated cow pose. So tilt the pelvis forward, palms towards me. Exhale, tuck and round to seated cat. Tailbone tucks under, stretch out the back. Inhale, sit tall, seated cow, lift your chin. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Really allowing the shoulder blades to separate here. A couple more times. Inhale, sit tall, seated cow. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Good. Inhale, last time. Sit tall, seated cow. Exhale, tuck and round, seated cat. Good. Inhale, come up to a neutral spine here. I want you to take your, we're gonna do a couple lower leg stretches here, or a couple leg stretches. So I want you to take your right leg and we're gonna work into seated pigeon pose. So we're gonna come into that figure 4 position, placing the leg just above the left knee, or kind of on that lower part of your left thigh. Remember that this sometimes is not always available to you or to anyone. So we're going to use a towel or a strap or a belt or whatever you have nearby for a little bit of leverage. Okay, so you can wrap that towel or belt or strap around your foot or ankle. Sit tall in your chair. Yep. And then as you exhale, you're going to start to draw the leg up. So you're making that figure 4 position. So then if you can't quite bring it above your kneecap, then you're going to hold it there with your hands on your towel or your strap. Good. Sit tall through your spine. And then I want you to try to relax that knee out to the side. So sometimes when we're moving into this position, we kind of create a lot of tension because it's hard, right? So we're not that flexible. So then we have a lot of tension because we're just trying to hold our leg up in this position. So I want you to find a position with your leg where you can let your hip and knee relax, okay? So you shouldn't feel like you're holding your knee up. So once you let your leg relax, take a breath in. And then as you exhale, I want you to just kind of gently bend over your leg. So kind of bring your chest a little bit more forward. And if that's too much, then you're gonna back off. And either way, we're gonna come back to neutral. We're gonna do that 2 more times. Exhale, hinge forward, leading with your heart. Feeling that stretch into the glute and outer hip. Inhale, come back up, nice and tall. A little bit more dynamic stretching. Exhale, hinge forward. Good, last time, inhale, come up, and exhale, release over the legs. And then this time, soften the back of the neck. So just let your head relax a little bit more. Good, inhale, come all the way up. And then this time, as you exhale, I want you to let that top leg, or that leg that's on top, let it come across, so your knees are crossed. And then sitting up nice and tall. Today we're gonna focus not just on rotating through our spine, but we're gonna focus on drawing that top leg across towards the opposite shoulder. So you might get a little bit of pinching in your groin, and if you do, I want you to back off of that, but I want you to think about that top knee coming across towards your opposite shoulder. So you don't have to have your knees touching if that doesn't feel good to you, but you're trying to draw that knee across to the opposite shoulder so you're feeling a little bit of a stretch into the glute and the outer hip. So modify your leg position if you need to, and then I want you to twist to the right side. It doesn't have to be a big twist, but you're just doing a gentle twist. So even if you're looking to the side wall. The key here is that you're attempting to get a stretch through your glute and your outer hip. So if you don't feel that, I want you to modify your leg position a little bit. Good, and then while you're doing that twist, maybe rotate out that ankle on the top leg. Good, and then slowly come out of that twist. Your top leg, I want you to set down, and I want you to turn to the left. So you're gonna let that leg drop in, and then you're gonna bring the knee underneath your hip and coming into a lunge position. So we did some glute and outer thigh stretching on that leg. Now we're gonna do some front of the hip stretching. So you can straighten your knee if that works for you, or you can keep it bent in line with your hip, or you can bend and straighten the knee. So see how that feels. So a little bit more mobility as we work into some of these postures today. So if you are able to extend your leg back, I want you to try bending and straightening your knee. So kind of letting the knee bend towards the floor and then straightening it, and just see how that feels different on the hip. And then come into a place where you feel like you're getting a good stretch in the right hip flexor. Shoulders are gonna stack up over your pelvis. So we're gonna try our best to not kind of be hinged forward like this. Shoulders stack up over the pelvis. Good. And then I want you to bring your hands to the back of your hips, point your elbows back, and lift your chin up. And if it works for you, if you have good flexibility in the front of the shoulders, you could interlace your hands and pull down and back. So you're opening the chest and shoulders. If that doesn't work for you, just set your hands on the back of your hips and just think about opening up your chest. So there's lots of options we can take here, so just do what works for your body. Lift your chin up though, you have a nice long spine. Yep, good. Pause and breathe. And then slowly come out of it. This time we're gonna press the arms forward. So press your palms towards that left wall. Separate the shoulder blades and drop the chin down. So kind of stretching the mid part of the back. Yep, so both hands are forward. You're reaching out in front of you. Palms are gonna point towards that side wall. Good, tuck your chin a little bit. Think about breathing in between the shoulder blades. Good, exhale, release your arms down. Slowly come back to center. Take your knees nice and wide, turn your toes out, and then just give a little bit of a press through the inner thighs. So you're gonna press your knees out to the side, getting a little bit of length into the inner thighs. So kind of stretching all around the hips today. So knees are pointing out to the side. You should feel a stretch kind of in the inner thigh here. Good, take a nice deep breath in and out. Good, slowly come out of it. Toe heel your feet back in. Find that strap or towel if you had it. Sit towards the edge of your chair. We're gonna do those same series of poses on the second side. So this time we're gonna take our left leg and work towards that figure 4 stretch. So remember what I said about kind of finding the right position with your leg so that you can relax into the stretch. So we're not using a lot of force to keep our leg up, but we're trying to invite some relaxation into the hip and knee. Take a nice deep breath in and sit tall once you've found your leg position. As you exhale, hinge over that leg. Good, inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, hinge over the leg, pausing here. Taking a couple breaths into the hip. Grabbing water whenever you need to throughout the practice today. Taking a nice deep breath in, slowly coming back to center. And then as you exhale, start to take that leg and draw it across. So beginning to kind of cross at the knees here, but really focusing in on sitting tall and drawing the knee across towards your right shoulder. So you're lengthening the glute and the outer hip. Once you've found a comfortable position with that leg, we'll take an easy twist to the left. So sitting tall through the spine, twisting and rotating from the lowest part of the belly. Looking where you're turning. Yep. So you're kind of drawing that top leg across and then turning and looking to the left. Did I get that right? Lefts and rights. You're doing the opposite side, correct? Okay, we're going this way. No, we're going this way. Good, pause and breathe. And then as you exhale, slowly come out of it. Take that top leg, bring it down. And now we're gonna turn and walk ourselves over towards the right side. So you're gonna turn your right toes to face the right wall and you're gonna let your left leg drop in. So you should be doing the stretches on the same side of the leg that was just on top. And then the biggest thing here is your trunk position. So your shoulders are gonna be over your hips. Depending on the flexibility in the front of your hip, you might be able to bring your foot further back and straighten your knee. But if you're pretty tight in your hip flexors, that knee might be just kind of underneath your hip. So see what works for you. If it feels good, I want you to bend and straighten that left knee a couple of times. So kind of drop the knee down towards the floor, keeping your good trunk alignment, and then straighten the knee. Good. So you're looking for a stretch in that left hip flexor. Nice and tall through your trunk. This time we'll inhale and raise the arms up. So looking up, relax the tops of your shoulders, taking your fingertips a little bit out. Fingertips reach for the ceiling, eyes look up. Pause and breathe. Kind of moving into that lunge position, knee is straight or bent, whatever feels best on your body here. Good, relax your face, relax the tops of your shoulders. Good, as you exhale, release your arms down. Go ahead and slowly come back to seated mountain pose just briefly. Take a nice deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, release the breath through the mouth, and we're gonna come up to standing. So go ahead and make your way up to standing. We're gonna take a couple of those poses similarly from what we did in sitting. We're gonna take it to standing. So chair can be to the side or in front of you. If you'd like to stay sitting, you're welcome to do that as well. Otherwise, try to get on your feet a little bit today. So coming into seated mountain or standing mountain pose, your feet are going to be about hips distance apart. First, we're going to move just through a half sun salutation. So you can feel free to use the chair to the side or in front of you for balance and support. But in standing, your palms will be forward. Remember that mountain pose is an active pose. So your tummy pulls in, your tailbone tucks under a little bit, and you're nice and broad across your collarbones. So beautiful spine alignment here. Take a nice deep breath in and maybe shift your weight from toes to heels and right to left a little bit. So you can notice how your weight is distributed and notice if you're maybe having more weight on one leg over the other. Good. Take a nice deep breath in. Reach your arms all the way up. Look up. As you exhale, I want you to open the chest, just like we did in sitting. So kind of pull the elbows towards your sides. Good. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, bring your hands through heart center, forward fold. So you can bring your hands to your thighs or dangle your arms for the floor, but your back is rounded, belly is in. Good, come up halfway, breathe in, flat back position. I'm gonna turn to the side so you can see what my spine is doing. So back is flat. If you want, hike those elbows up nice and high, just like we practiced when you were sitting. Good, shoulder blades pulled together, belly in. Exhale, forward fold, round your back. Go as far as you feel comfortable, but if you get lightheaded, don't go lower than your heart. Press through your feet, take your time, come all the way up. If you get a little bit lightheaded, I want you to lift your heels up. So you're kind of pedaling out your feet as you come to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. Again, sit tall or stand tall. Breathe in, reach your arms up, look up. Exhale, open the chest. Pull the elbows towards your side bodies. So opening up the chest and shoulders. Good. Breathe in, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold. Let your back round. Hands to the thighs or dangle them towards the floor. Bend your knees is fine. Breathe in, lift up halfway. Flat back, elbows can go high if you want. Shoulder blades pull in and down. Exhale, forward fold. Relax the back of your neck. Breathe in, press through your feet, take your time, come all the way up. Raise your arms up over your head, pedal out the feet if you need to. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, one more time. Inhale, reach up, look up. Exhale, open the chest, so elbows towards the sides. Inhale, reach for the sky. Exhale, hands through heart center, forward fold, bend your knees. Inhale, lift up, flat back, halfway lift, elbows high if you want. Exhale, round and fold. Good, inhale, press through your feet, come all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Good, place your chair in front of you. Come into that standing mountain pose. And if you're in sitting, you can take these same poses in sitting as well. So I want you to go ahead and step your right foot back about 2 or 3 feet. So we're gonna come into warrior one. So our hips are gonna be facing our chair. So I'm kind of standing this way where I'm facing my chair back. So that's how I'm gonna show you the poses today. So your right foot is gonna be slightly turned out. Your left foot is forward. You're gonna bend into your front knee until your knee tracks over your ankle. You can raise one or both of your arms up. So for balance on the chair, I like my foot to be right between the back legs of the chair. That's where you get then you can have your fingertips on the chair without kind of falling forward over your chair. One or both arms reach up, back knee is straight. If you're still seated in your chair right now, what you're going to be doing is just like we did before. So if you're seated in the chair, you're going to be facing the side wall, and you'll just kind of mirror what we do. So you'll have that, your right leg will be back, your front knee will be bent. This is if you're sitting, okay? The rest of you that are standing, stay where you are. Okay, so you're in that warrior one position. Nice sustained holds. Knee is over the ankle on the front leg. Good. Take a breath in. As you exhale, I want you to just slightly bring your trunk over your front leg and then sweep your arms back. Yeah, so you have a nice straight line from the top of your head all the way down through your heels. So you should feel some activation in your belly, and then pull your shoulder blades towards your spine. Beautiful. Relax your face. Good. Pause and breathe. Just kind of being in your body. Notice how you feel. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Warrior one. Relax the tops of your shoulders. So back knee is straight, front knee is over the ankle. Good. One more time. Exhale, sweep the arms back, hinging over the front thigh. So when you do this, everything is active. So tummy is active, muscles of the back and the shoulder blades are active, hips are active. Good. Take another inhale and exhale. One more inhale, slowly bring your trunk back up. Relax the tops of your shoulders. And then as you exhale, step forward, mountain pose, right behind your chair. So as you come into that, maybe pedal out your feet a little bit and just kind of notice the difference between sides, right? Because now we did one side, now we got to kind of check in on the other side. So palms are forward, shoulder blades pull in and down. Take a breath in. As you exhale, big step back with your left foot this time. Turning those left toes slightly out to the side. Then you're going to bend into that front knee and sweep one or both of your arms up. So again, those of you that are standing, you're going to hold. If you're seated, you're going to do the same body position, but switch sides. So your back leg is going to be straight, your front leg is bent, your arms are up. So it's very similar to that other lunge that we did earlier when we were sitting. Nice. Great job. So those of you that have your left leg back and you're sitting or you're standing, knee is over the ankle on that front leg. Relax the tops of your shoulders. So back knee is straight, front knee is bent. You should feel some activation in your legs. Good. As you exhale, hinge your trunk forward, send the arms back. Shoulder blades pull together. So we really want you to think about your back heel. That back heel on that back leg is really pressing into your floor, your mat, whatever you have. Belly is in. Good. Inhale, come back up, warrior one. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Good, tummy is in. Good. On your next exhale, one more time, hinge forward, sweep the arms back. Think about your spine being in a nice straight line, top of your head all the way down to your tail and down to that back heel. Relax your face and breathe, try not to hold your breath. Inhale, sweep your arms back up. Relax the tops of your shoulders. Lift your gaze just slightly so you're looking up towards maybe where the wall and the ceiling come together. And then as you exhale, come back to mountain pose. Palms are forward. Good, we're gonna take our hands to our chair back. And then from here, I want you to just walk your feet back just slightly. Bring your forearms to your chair back, or if you're sitting, you can bring your forearms to your thighs. We're gonna take a supported forward fold. So I want you to bend your knees and let your head relax onto your forearms or the back of your chair. So a little low back release here. So kind of pressing the hips back, knees are bent generously. And in this position, if it feels okay, you can kind of paddle out your legs a little bit. So kind of alternating, maybe straightening one knee a little bit more. It's going to get into the sides of the trunk a little bit. Try not to hold your breath. Good. And then taking your time, slowly start to come up to standing, walking your feet back around to the back of your chair. And then when you're ready, go ahead and take a seat in your chair. Grab a drink of water if you have water nearby and just take a seat. Now I'd like you to get comfy in your chair. So kind of find a supported position here. If you want to bring one or both hands to your belly, you can do that. Let your legs extend out. Let the backrest support you. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, big heavy sigh, let the breath out. Surrender to your chair. Do that one more time. Inhale, nice and long and deep through your nose. Exhale, big heavy sigh through your mouth. Blink your eyes closed or lower your gaze. Notice how you feel as we come to the end of our practice today. Once again, taking a moment of gratitude for your internal and your external environment, for coming to your yoga practice today, for dedicating this time to take care of yourself. And before we move into our final relaxation, I'd like you to call to mind something that you'd like to do after you leave your practice today that might instill a little bit of positivity on someone else in your life. And bring that into your heart, whatever it is. Breathing into it. And we'll take one more cleansing breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Let go of any last remaining tension. Let the ground and the chair support you. Lower your gaze or close your eyes. Let yourself enjoy a few moments of stillness and peace.